everyone, I'm Zoe C from Kids First, and today I have the pleasure to interview Martin Shore, a Sherman Social Capital Director of the new documentary Take Me to the River, New Orleans, accompanied by Neville, guitarist and co-producer of the fascinating film. How are you guys?
Hey, how you doing, Zoe?
Hi, Zoe. Thanks for having us.
Of course, thank you for having me. Are you guys in New Orleans right now?
We are.
Yes, indeed.
That's amazing. I know it's beautiful down there, so I really hope you're enjoying your time. One of the recurrent ideas of this film explores the generational exchange and how it continues to evolve in music. So how important do you think it is for this film to reach younger audiences?
Well, the idea is to make it cross-generational, right? So that it's really any age group. And we sort of prove that in all of our walks, meaning that education is a big part of what we do, the Take Me to the River Education Initiative, and we have Common Core curriculum in middle schools, high schools, and at the college level, and we do things for primary schools as well. But we've had live performances where we've had students as young as 7 and as old as 84 performing at the same time. So we like to get everybody.
For sure, and I love that too, and that everyone can experience that. Why do you think New Orleans is such a cradle for good music?
I'd say because it highlights our history all the way up to our present, and the music presents the through line to all this. Like some of the younger musicians are totally tripped out at meeting some of the original innovators of New Orleans sound, and to see that respect translated through like different eras of music is just so great to see, because it reflects that there's always something to be learned from your predecessors, and we build upon who came before us down here in the music scene and just our culture in general.
Right, and the film really highlights the idea of family a lot and how everyone just seems so connected all the time. And Take Me to the River, New Orleans is a follow-up from the documentary Take Me to the River, featured in Memphis Blues. So how did that film, I guess, nourish this one?
Well, I'm going to let Ian take that because he is part of one of New Orleans' music royalty families. So, Ian?
I would say we just try to we try to highlight the just the culture of the city, which is deeply rooted in the music. So we have a heavy weight to carry on that, because as musicians we get to travel around the world and spread the vibe and the image and the sound of New Orleans, which everyone doesn't get to do. And having traveled all over, almost any city I've been to, when we tell them, oh, we're a New Orleans band, we're from New Orleans, you get a different reaction out of people than if it was, a town no one's ever heard of anywhere.
Right, and I think there's a beautiful exchange of ideas and energies when musicians and singers are all playing together. So how do you describe that energy in the studio or on stage?
A lot of the sessions on this film captured how organic we work together as New Orleans musicians. I don't know if it's what we have in common from being from the city, or we're just kind of drawn to some of the same common historic sources of music, or what exactly draws us together. But these sessions really highlighted how fluid we kind of really can work together as a New Orleans musical family.
A lot of it, Zoe, is the high level of musicianship here. And so there's an instant connection because the musicians here are always wanting to learn. And that's something that they learn early on, is to continue to work at your craft and to always be at the top of your game.
Right. I love in the film when they were saying it's not about what you play, but it's about what you don't play. And I think that's very well. It's something I remembered from watching it. Huge congratulations, by the way. I think the film turned out awesome.
Good call.
Yeah, that's classic George Porter Jr. And the way he plays is exactly how he explained that. Like, and you've heard other musicians say that, particularly funk musicians. You know, Leo Nocentelli kind of said the same thing as well. And it's true. It's not what you play; it's what you elect not to play, and that is what makes it funky.
And it's how well you listen to everything else going on around you. That's as important as what you play. How you listen and how you figure out how to not step on the person next to you and elevate everything around you.
Right. I think that's beautiful. I play bass. And I really like funk. I think it's super cool.
4-string or 5-string?
4-string now. Maybe we can move up to 5-string in the future.
4 is a good place to start. I'm with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always really been into music from a young age. But I love that the film definitely showed me a lot too. So where do you think the idea of celebrating music from New Orleans comes from?
I think we have our music has reached so far. There's a handful of cities whose musical influence is as close to New Orleans. And our music has reached worldwide for sure. So to get to represent that everywhere, it's a great privilege for sure.
Right. In this film, I would say it definitely impressed me. Not only the level of craftsmanship, but also by the musicians. And the documentary unites so many musicians, as we were talking about in the beginning, by so many different ages. So how challenging was it, do you think, to get all of this talent together for one film?
Extremely challenging, particularly because we're a nonprofit and we lead with our educational effort. So in the music business, you know, money opportunities are always going to be first on the list. And you know, it's not that we didn't pay, it's just that nonprofits usually play on the lower end of the scale. So we definitely take, you know, sort of, we have to work at it a little bit harder to kind of continue to be on the radar.
Right. And I know you started playing drums at a very young age and then changed to piano, I believe, and then later switched on to guitar. But what about guitar do you think most captivates you?
I think it was the timing of when I picked it up. Like the other two, I was just a kid, and it was because I was around music my whole life, you know. And then I guess I was at a different like development phase of how I listened to music and what music I listened to. That made once I started picking up guitar, it made it just stick because I was learning in a different type of way at that point, just as a human and a musician, I guess.
Right. I love that answer too. I guess it's just an instrument that you could connect to and it's very authentic. And I feel that music has a very unique power of unity that it can bring to people. So how do you see music influencing or evolving in the future?
Well, this pandemic really highlighted the concept that there's nothing like the shared experience of a band and an audience and the energy exchange between everything going on in a night in a packed club with the band you like and all that. There's not a substitute for that. Like going to a movie isn't that. Going to kind of a fair or something isn't quite that same energy. And just for us to get to keep that exchange going on again in a full blast level is really fun now. And it seemed not like a given for a while, so I'm glad we're getting back to it.
Yeah, me too. And also, I think you guys both come from a very talented family of musicians. So how has that affected, do you think, your life and your work, and has it influenced you guys in like now?
It's a certain pressure and a certain privilege all in one. Like I know my lineage has represented New Orleans in a way that's hard to live up to, but it's given us a stepping stone to draw from, to inspire us and to build our music on, that hopefully extends the culture of New Orleans and all the positive ways that everyone before us has.
Great. And speaking of this, what do you think is next for Take Me to the River? Do you guys plan on expanding this to other music genres?
That's the $100,000 question, Zoe. Yes, we do. The question is where and
Which river?
yeah, that's right. Which river? That's right. You know, there's several musical stories that need to be told, and we want to continue the series, but we also want to tell the necessary stories that chronicle history, right? That are not necessarily just about a kind of a musical moment, but really that ties into real history and a real social movement. And New Orleans and Memphis definitely was the soundtrack to, you know, not only to everyone's lives in those communities, but significant historical moments in, you know, in the world.
For sure. Thank you guys, both of you, so much for talking to me about Taking Me to the River, New Orleans. I know it's an easy premiere, super exciting. So I hope you guys enjoy that.
Good job, by the way, Zoe.
Yeah, Zoe, I was going to compliment you
Yeah.
and say, hey, we've done a ton of interviews, and we've done a ton of interviews today, and you are one of the best interviewers. So
thank you all so much for watching. The film is now playing in theaters and select cities, so don't miss it. And if you like this interview as much as I did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss another video, and I'll see you in the next one.